Strappin. It is the H2O Tiburon, and today this is on a Watch Steward strap, 22 millimeters. Kind of a new one. I think it's very Marine Nationale or MN style parachute type of strap that the French Marine Nationale uses, with that kind of army green with a yellow thin center stripe. And yeah, it's elastic, but Watch Steward has a special way, a unique way of attaching this. It doesn't do a single pass through between the case and your wrist like the ones from, say, Erica's or NDC do. This watch, I could have gone that, but it doesn't really work with this type of this hinge lug system. I mentioned this in an earlier video that this watch, the way it's hinged, you can put it on, but it tends to push the tension on the inside, towards the inside of and under the watch, so it pulls the hinge in, and so it doesn't look that good. It should be pulling out, down and outwards, as it does here, like a normal two-piece strap does. So that's why I got this, because it doesn't do a pass-through underneath here, which is good. It keeps it that much lower, the watch lower to the wrist. Not that a single pass is that much thicker, but it's that much less, right? That you don't have to worry about lifting off the watch head from the wrist. You don't actually have the same securities of a single pass or a NATO, because obviously the strap isn't actually wrapped around your wrist with the watch on top of it. So if a spring bar fails, this will still drop off like I guess a normal two-piece strap would if a spring bar fails. But I don't really push my watches that hard, so it's not even an issue. But it's something that some of you that might push your watches harder should make a mental note. But with that in mind, yeah, this is pretty cool. This is one of the newer design offerings, the options that you can get with the strap from Watch Steward. I don't know if you kind of have to request it, but there is an option that when you put an order in the notes, just tell them that you want to do the minimalist version. And what that does is, the main thing is right here on this side, the way I have it attached. You see how this side, it runs through the spring bars. This side, normally it would do the same on this side as well, but now it's stitched in, so you just kind of fit the spring bar through, and it just simply secures this very end here. Otherwise, it does loop back down and around and back out this way and then out this. So you basically have it looks like single layer here, but you imagine if that part that was stitched in extended all the way through, you'd have double layer. It wasn't so bad, but this does feel more secure this way to me. You still have a bit of a double layering on this end of it, but at least about almost half of it, or roughly, or maybe it's a third, is single layer. And it's just easier for a couple of reasons. Just this buckle tends to end up being closer to the bottom of the wrist, whereas before it tended to be more on the side. Not a big deal, but I think it looks more appropriate if it is more on the bottom of the wrist. More importantly, besides losing the extra layer, which can make this, imagine if this upper layer shift left and right a bit more. It doesn't really happen now because it's just designed differently. It's hard to explain without me showing you the two differences, but it is better this way. And on top of that, there was an issue that I found when putting on the watch. It would pull this part that the clasp attached to, that would be closer to this. Well, when I pull it, it would run up here, and it could hit the lugs of the watch case, thus potentially scratching it. So I'd have to make an effort. It's not hard, but just make sure that I hold that metal this hardware piece when I'm putting on the strap, so it doesn't hit the side of the case or the lugs and scratch it up. And then after it's on, I can just pull it freely and secure it, and it's fine. But this doesn't have that issue because of the way it is locked in. It's just different. It won't you won't have that issue. So anyways, I should make a video comparing all the straps that I have, just so you know the plus and minuses of all of them. But this is a pretty cool design. I like it. It's around $25. I think it was on sale for almost around 20. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. Anyways, I paired it with this today because well, it looks cool. It's new, and the original design of this watch was inspired by it's very, the way I configure it is very much like a vintage Triton Spirotechnique, which was, I believe, actually produced by Dodane. So it's basically a French design back from the 60s, early days of when dive watches were really booming. And in fact, that Triton was also adapted by the French military or Navy and used for natural military use. So, as some of you know, they also use Tudors as well, and they are also famous for using these type of straps. Not necessarily this Watch Steward, the actual Marine Nationale, which is pretty close to the way NDC makes them, but it's basically this color scheme, the green and yellow. And I just wanted to kind of tie in that military kind of look and feel with this, since this design was originally from a watch back in the 60s, which was actually used by the French military as well, and Navy, and I just wanted to kind of get that complete look today. That's about it. Thanks. Catch you in the next. Bye.